Hello and good day, students. Welcome back. Today we will begin with History, Chapter 1 Sources of History. In the 6th standard, you studied about the ancient history. This year, in 7th standard, you are going to study about the medieval history. Now, the medieval period was from the 9th century CE till the end of the 18th century CE. In this chapter, we are going to study about the sources of history in the medieval period. Now, what does history gives us? It gives us a chronological, scientific, and systematic account of past events. Now, there are four factors which are considered to be important from the viewpoint of history. They are individual, society, place, and time. History must be based on authentic evidences or proofs. These proofs are known as sources of history. Now, the sources are divided into three types: material sources, written sources, and oral sources. We have to consider many factors related to historical event that we want to study. It is necessary to support our study with historical sources. These sources have to be verified. We have to see whether they are authentic. It is necessary to use these sources judiciously and only after a critical analysis. Now, in material sources, also known as the physical sources, the following are included: forts, memorials, buildings, cave sculptures, inscriptions, coins, and copper plates. If we see the forts first, they are considered to be very important. Some major types of forts are hill forts, forest forts, sea forts, and forts on the plains. Monuments include samadhis, graves, and virgala. Buildings include palaces, ministerial mansions, queen quarters, also earlier known as Rani Vasa, and houses of common people. Now, looking at all these material or physical sources, we come to know about the development of architecture, the economic conditions, the quality of art, style of building construction, and people's standard of living in that particular period. Now, how do coins narrate? In ancient times, coins like kavdi, damdi, dhela, pai, paisa, ana, and rupee were used. Some local idioms or proverbs are based on coins. For example, ek futki kavdi denar nahi. Here, futki kavdi means the lowest bit of money. Another proverb we hear about is sola ana sach, which means 100% true. Coins were made by different rulers using metals like gold, silver, and copper. These are also considered as important sources of history. From these coins, we learn about the following like rulers, their ruling period, their governance, religious ideas, personal details, financial transactions, and economic conditions prevailing at that time. We also see how metallurgy had advanced in that period. Now, what is metallurgy? It is a branch of science and technology concerned with properties of metals and their production and purification. To be more precise, it is a process that is used for extraction of metals in their pure form. The compounds of metals mixed with soil, limestone, sand, and rocks are known as minerals, and metallurgy deals with the process of purification of metals and the formation of alloys. Now, from the images of Ram Sita on the coin of Emperor Akbar or Shiv Parvati on the coins of Hyder Ali, we come to know about the religious coordination of those days. The Peshwa used the Arabic or Persian language on their coins, but this came to know about the use of language in that period. Next comes the inscriptions. Now, what is inscriptions? It is a carving on a stone or a wall, etc. The inscription found in the Brihadeshwar temple in Tanjore, inscriptions of the time of Chalukya, Rashtrakuta, Chola, and Yadav kings have been found. Inscription is considered to be a very important and reliable source of history, which helps us understand features like the language, script, social life of that particular period. Inscriptions carved on copper are known as copper plates. Royal edicts, verdicts are inscribed on copper plates. Do you know that chaityas, viharas, temples, churches, mosques, agyaris, dargahs, maqbaras, gurudwaras, monuments, sculptures, wells, minarets, village boundaries and gates, weapons, utensils, ornaments, clothes, decorative articles, toys, implements, musical instruments are all considered as material sources of history. So I hope you all might have understood the material sources. Now we move on to the written sources. We learn about the significant historical events in the medieval period from sources like writing style of scripts like Devanagari, Arabic, Persian, Modi, etc., as also form of varieties of different language, Brujapatras, religious manuscripts, treaties, edicts, decrees, biographies, paintings, etc. We gather information about the food items, attire, conventions, and rules of the conduct of people, festivals, and about the people's life, etc. Sources of these types are called written sources of history. Now, during that time, many travelers from other countries came to India and have written travelogues, that is, account of their travels. Some of them are Al-Biruni, Ibn Battuta, Nicola Muniz, Babur's biography, Shri Shiv Bharat, or Sanskrit biography of Shivaji Maharaj composed by the poet Paramananda, as well as various other biographies of different rulers and their correspondents, help us to understand the policies and administrative system of the rulers and their diplomatic relations with others. Another important sources in written sources is Tawarikh. Now Tawarikh or Tarikh means the sequence of events. Tawarikhs written by Al-Biruni, Zayuddin Barani, Mulana Ahmed, Yahya bin Ahmed, Mirza Haider, Bhimsen Saxena, etc. are available. Next is the Bakhar. Bakhar is a type of chronicle that originated in Maharashtra. Now, chronicles help in understanding aspects like the contemporary political happenings, linguistic transactions, cultural life, social conditions, etc. Many of the chronicles in Marathi were written many years after the events had occurred. For example, Mahikavatichi Bakhar, Sabasad Bakhar, Chitnisachi Bakhar, Bhausaibachi Bakhar, etc. The work of contemporary Western historians like Robert Arm, M.C. Sprengel, and Grant Duff are also important. So, this was all about the written sources. I hope you all might have understood the written sources as well. That's all for now. You will get the worksheet for the completed part of our lesson. We'll meet you again with the remaining part of the lesson. Till then, thank you and have a wonderful day.